Yes.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying earlier, we were here on the 31st December 2024. May sound like last year, but it's hardly a week. So, when orders were made specifically by Justice Bahati for the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kanja, to be present personally in court today, along with the Director of the CID and the other state officers specifically mentioned in the petition. Today, these people made a no-show, but Justice Bahati is again very clear that Inspector General of Police must appear in person on the 27th, is it? 27th of this month. In the meantime, two abductees, Stambisi and Kevin Mogomi. Kevin was added as the 8th petitioner applicant, that they similarly also receive and get to know their liberty. This is why we are here. And we know it is not just the 8 now, but according to the Kenya Human Rights Commission, over 80, actually 82, have been abducted between July and now. So what we have also agreed that we're going to ask the Kenya National Human Rights Commission to do is to also give all these names in the amended affidavits. We are not going to let this matter go. We gave our pledge as the loyal opposition that we will remain with the people of Kenya. And 2025 is going to be action year. Oftentimes we've been criticized by some of our opponents. Say, what are you offering? We are literally here on the ground to assure Kenyans that will ensure the wheels of justice continue to move. Albeit, we are aware of the other concerns about the shortcomings in the judiciary. By the way, I should have added the name of Yusuf Hassan Ahmed. Yeah? Zainab? Yeah, Hussein. Yeah, Hussein Ahmed was also been missing. And his matter is before Justice Mwita. So we will ensure that this is a missing person, is a member of the county assembly in Wajir. No explanation whatsoever. So, of course, we have here some of the ones who have known their liberty. Mr. Kavuli here, and we saw the others. Billy Mwangi, his father, also came. And this pressure is the only thing these abduction squads of the chief abductor know. You get abducted, and then some of the sympathizers, underrating the intelligence of Kenyan people, have the audacity to say these people abducted themselves in order to cause maximum pain to their families. And others seem to know who are the abductors. The Mount Kenya jurists have made an application so that these people will also appear to shed light, particularly all those who are at this funeral event in Bungoma. And they know themselves. The majority leader, Kimani Ichung'wah, seems to know. Has very useful information on who is abducting who in this country. And that the list is known. Mzee Atoli seems to think that Kenyans can abduct themselves. He also should come and give evidence on how these people have been abducting themselves. That's what I call abuse of the intelligence of the Kenyan people. So 2025 is going to be a year like no other. We will make appearance as often as is necessary to guarantee the liberty of the Kenyan people. And nobody is above the law. So we had very strange representations by Council Nyamodi for Inspector General saying he was required in a very urgent matter of national security. Now, we will not hear any of that going forward. So, wanted to assure Kenyans, we are with you, but God above is with this nation, and we will make sure that those who believe not in the rule of law, but in the law of the jungle, will have no space in this country. We'll call them out, and we say, this is all Mr. William Ruto is doing. He himself admitted in Homa Bay, said we will stop the abductions. So we hope that nobody gets abducted anymore going forward. So I think I wanted to say that for now. Maybe my colleagues may want to add something.
Only that when I spoke to Mr. Kavuli, who is present, he indicated that when he was abducted, he was handcuffed. And he indicated that his abductors were in possession of firearms. So the question we wish to put to the IG and to Mr. William Ruto is, how many people are allowed by law to be in possession of handcuffs? It's only the police, according to my understanding, that can handcuff you. And that's why we are saying this matter will not rest until such a time the IG will come and tell us who had cuffed Kavuli, who had cuffed Billy, and the rest.
Indeed, and please note that this maximum pressure is what has earned the liberty of the ones we have in front of us so far. If it was not the threat of Maandamano last Monday, and remember there was the other Maandamano where Senator Mutata and his colleagues were arraigned here. Of course, they did not even have any charges to prefer, and were able to get them out on 1,000 shillings bail. And the fact that they knew that today, if they do not produce Kavuli and his colleagues, then serious orders are going to be issued. So we must keep this pressure. It is obvious there's an abduction police squad. So we would want Mr. Kanja to go in history as somebody who was honest with himself and with his office. In fact, if it gets to that, there's any conscience, men and women in public service, because what Kenyans are demanding, and young Kenyans, is accountability. Accountability. So no Kenyan will believe that story, that it is not the police who are abducting. A special squad and the DCI. That is what it is, Kenyans, because we must be a country that believes in itself. We will be able to tell you, not for political gain or anything, but for the love of this nation. Thank you.
Maybe just to add to what His Excellency has said, first of all, to thank you, the media, for giving this matter maximum attention. If it wasn't for you, and particularly the father of Billy Mwangi, who turned up here on the 31st of December, we saw the cry of a parent, the cry for justice. You are able to show the whole nation and other nations what is happening in our country. So we owe it to you for revealing the pain of the abductees and their families. That is what pricked the conscience of this nation. And I think that is what has contributed to the release of some of the abductees, but not all have been released. When we were here also We were coming because our friend Senator Mtata, and he's here, he will also say a word, and his colleagues who went to protest on the issue of abductions, they had been arrested and brought to this court. Today, we are happy that all those who protested, who called for the release of the abductees, have been released, and some of the abductees have been released. But those who have not been released, as you have been said, as you have been told, must be released. Today, we want to tell the Inspector General of Police, no one is above the law in this country. Not him, not even William Ruto is above the law. And just like the former IG Masengeli came to this court, and he was compelled to come to this court, IG Kanja must appear before this court on the 27th. And he must tell Kenyans where the remaining abductees are, including Steve and Kevin.
Yeah.
So that is all we want to say. But also for those who are trivializing the issue of abduction, including the majority leader in parliament. We saw him in Bungoma, Bwana Kimani Ichung'wah, including kiongozi wa wafanyikazi, Francis Atwoli, Honorable Waluke, and all those who are trivializing this matter, saying these fellows have been abducting themselves. We want to tell them the issue of abduction is a very serious issue. It's a national issue, and it's a matter of international concern as well. It's in this country where Kizza Besigye was abducted. Are you saying Kizza Besigye also abducted himself? When we see Kizza Besigye in a cage like an animal in Uganda, and thank God our sister Martha Karua has come home safe, did he abduct himself and take himself to Uganda? What about the Turkish nationals who are abducted in this country? Kenya has earned a terrible global reputation because of this abduction issue. So we have agreed, and we want to thank the Mount Kenya jurists through Wakili Ndegwa for insisting that all those who have trivialized this issue and talked of self-abduction don't just talk at funerals in Bungoma. We want Francis Atwoli here. We want Kimani Ichung'wah and all those who are quarreling with my governor Natembeya to appear before this court with the IG also, so that they can answer and take this matter of abduction seriously. It's a matter of life and death. Let it not be trivialized. Perhaps Senator Omtata tafadhali useme kitu on behalf of...
I think I've said what is said. Yeah. I don't need to repeat it. I endorse what has been said.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Tunashukuru sana. Thank you.